Okay, let's have a look at the last one you had to do for homework. And I made this part of the Hey Mahi because I had a wonderful question about this. And I thought, well, let's do this one because it's one of it's the last one you had to do because we're only doing the odd numbers. And it's a little bit of a challenge there. But really, as long as you follow the same rules we've applied to all the other things. Now, in this case, I don't really want to cross multiply. I want to just get rid of denominators. And when I do that, I'm just dealing with basic algebra without fractions. So let's get rid of the denominator. Now, to get rid of the denominator, I have to multiply everything, that is all the numerators, by the denominator. So what's a common denominator? Well, I got a 3x and a 2x. So if I said 3x times 2x, I would get 3 to the 6x squared. So if I multiply everything by 6x squared, I would get rid of the denominator. Let's have a look. So I'm going to restate it. So here we are. We've got a 4 on 3x minus 5 is equal to 1 on 2x. So now I'm going to multiply everything by my 6x squared. That's what we're about. So let's multiply. So I'm going to multiply this by 6x squared, this by 6x squared, and this by 6x squared. So now let's restate and see what we've got. That implies that. So I've got, in fact, before I even do that, I'm just going to get rid of the denominator right now. So I can say, how many times does 3x go into 6x squared? Well, x divided by the square bit. So I've taken an x off here. I've taken an x off here. 3 goes into 6 twice. So I can cross out the 6 and the 3 and just write a 2. Now, I can't do too much with that. That's going to just leave me with 30x squared. But I can do something here. I get rid of one of the x's here. I can say 2 goes in 6 3 times, cross those out, replace it with a 3, and now I'm ready to proceed. Now, I've got a little bit of stuff here, so let's tidy this up. But I've got rid of the denominator, so I've got 2 times 4 is 8, and I've still got an x left there, minus, well, 5 6s are 30, x squared is equal to 1 times 3 is 3. I've still got an x here, and I've now got rid of the denominator. So now, very, very easy. Now, the nice thing here, of course, is I've got x's in all terms on both sides. So at this point here, I could make my life really easy, just dividing everything on both sides by x. So let's just do that. Write a long vinculum, divide by x, divide by x. X divided by x is 1. 1 times 8 is 8. X into 30x squared, I'm just going to take one of the x's off there, leaving me with negative 30x. So x divided by x is 1, and 3 times 1 is 3. So where does that leave me now? Well, let's take a look. I've got 8 minus 30x is equal to 3. All right, let's now go subtract 8 from both sides. That's a nice way of doing it. Subtract 8 from here, subtract 8 from here. So now I'm wanting to put the unknowns on the left side and the knowns on the right. 8 minus 8, of course, is 0. I'm left with minus 30x on here. 3 minus 8 is minus 5, or negative 5. And now I can simply get rid of the known on this side. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 30, divide by negative 30. Well, negative 30 divided by negative 30 is 1, leaving me with an x. Negative 30 and negative 5, well, notice I've got a negative and a negative. Negatives, if I've got two negatives, they cancel each other out. In other words, a negative divided by negative is a positive, so I can just cross those out. 30 and 5, well, what's common to that? Well, 5 goes into 5 1 time. 5 goes into 30 6 times. So the answer is 1 over 6, and there is my solution.